Hello children, as you have seen in our thumbnail, we are going to earn 20 marks for your O-level exam now. You know that in your essay paper, the question number 5 is based on the system lesson or biological process lesson. Under the biological process, we are going to discuss the first biological process. It is human digestion. Let us see what is the human digestion. The digestion means the process of breaking down of large organic molecules into simple organic molecules that can be absorbed into body. The main digestion is happen by the human digestive system. Let's see what are the parts of the human digestive system. The digestive system is started with the mouth, and mouth is open into the buccal cavity. Then inside the buccal cavity there are salivary glands, and the respiratory system and the digestive system has common area. It is the pancreas. In the pancreas there is a small structure, it is epiglottis. It involves to prevent entering food particles to the respiratory system. And after the pharynx there is a esophagus. It is a elongated tube, and the esophagus is open into the sac-like structure. It is stomach, and after stomach it enters to the small intestine and large intestine. Finally it will end up by the rectum and anus. Mainly digestive system is associated with the several glands. Inside the buccal cavity there is a salivary gland, and the liver, gallbladder, pancreas also considered as the glands associated with the digestive system, digestive tract. Let's see how the digestion is happen. First, digestion is happen inside the buccal cavity. Inside the buccal cavity, the food that we have taken undergoes mechanical and chemical digestion. The mechanical digestion is done by tongue and mouth. The food particles that we have taken inside the buccal cavity are broken down to the small pieces. It is known as mechanical digestion. The chemical digestion is done by ptyalin or salivary amylase enzyme. This ptyalin and salivary enzyme also known as same name. This salivary amylase act on the starch and it converts into the maltose. Then the food particles are enters into the esophagus. This is the esophagus. Inside the esophagus, these food particles are transferred by peristaltic movement. The name peristaltic movement. After doing peristaltic movement, these food particles are entered into the stomach. The stomach also undergo the mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. After mechanical digestion, these food particles are converted into the chyme. This chyme undergoes chemical digestion. In the stomach, there are two types of enzymes are secreted, the pepsin and renin. The renin is only present in the infant stomach. In the adult stomach, only pepsin is secreted. This pepsin is inactive enzyme. It is activated by hydrochloric acid present in the stomach. This pepsin acts on the proteins and it converts into the polypeptides. The renin that is present in the infant stomach can convert milk into coagulation milk. Then this chyme entered into the pancreas. This wall of pancreas, this chyme is entered into the small intestine. The beginning of the small intestine, this part is called as duodenum. For the duodenum, there are two ducts of gland open, pancreas and gallbladder. This pancreas secrete three enzymes. They are trypsin, amylase and lipase. Trypsin act on the proteins and it convert into the polypeptides. Amylase act on the starch and it convert into the maltose. And the lipase act on the lipid L. It is easy to remind you. Lipids, and it convert into the fatty acids and glycerols. After entering into the duodenum, you know that gallbladder also enter in, the duct of the gallbladder also enter into the duodenum. Gallbladder store bile. The bile is produced in the liver but it store in the gallbladder. This bile is secreted into the duodenum and they are act on the lipids and it undergoes emulsification of lipids. Emulsification means breakdowning lipids into the small droplets. This end product finally enters into the small intestine. It is the place where the digestion is completed. This small intestine wall secrete maltase, lactase and sucrase. They are the three enzymes that is secreted by the wall of the small intestine. This maltase act on the maltose substrate and convert into the glucose molecules. This lactase act on the lactose and convert into the glucose and galactose. Finally, the sucrase is act on the sucrose substrate and it convert into the glucose plus fructose byproducts. These all products finally enter into the small intestine and the wall of the small intestine is absorb these end products. The mainly absorption of the all digested particles are done by wall of the small intestine. This is the structure of the wall of the small intestine. As you can see, the small intestine is an elongated tube and inside the small intestine you can see there are circular folds to increase the surface area. Inside this circular fold has villi. They are the fingers like structure. On the villi there is a brush like structure. They are microvilli. Inside the villi there is a highly vascularized blood supply and also there is a lacteal. The digested particles, after entering digested particles into the small intestine, glucose, amino acids, water and water soluble vitamins, they are vitamin B and C, are absorbed into the blood vessels of the villi. The fatty acids, glycerol and fat soluble vitamins. The fat soluble vitamins are A, D, E, K. Again A, D, E, K. They are absorbed into the lacteals. Absorption of water is mainly done by large intestine. To quick absorption of the digested particles, the small intestine have several adaptations. They are so important. The small intestine is a long tube and it presents villi and microvilli, and the wall of villi is thin and there is a highly vascularized villi are present. These are some adaptations of the small intestine to efficient absorption of digested particles. Finally, you have to learn the diseases associated with the digestive system. There are 3 diseases: gastritis, diarrhea and typhoid fever. The gastritis is mainly occur due to the inflammation of inner mucosa of stomach. This was caused due to consumption of alcohol because of some medicines and postponing your meals and consumption of acidic and savory foods. And the diarrhea and typhoid fever is caused because of consuming contaminated food, that is contaminated by bacterium or other microorganisms, are the cause of diarrhea and typhoid fever. To avoid these diseases, you have to avoid the reasons that I mentioned in earlier. These are the things that you have to learn during this lesson. There is an easy lesson. So let's join with the other system in later. Thank you.